Johnny Dias here of Sample Logic. Today I'm looking at modern animated percussion. This has got to be by far one of the coolest libraries I've seen. It's a collaboration between Sound Iron and Sample Logic, two industry titans. And I've only had it for a short time, but already it's become my fastest way to get complex percussive textures, cinematic rhythms, and those ear-catching glitchy beats like this. The user interface is really straightforward. Without too much work, you can get really advanced and complex sounding percussive textures. And what I want to show you today is a real world application. I want to make a track that only uses MAP. So a couple days ago, I got a text from my sister, which I'm going to read to you now. She wanted to get a beat. She said, "Hey Johnny, I wrote a rap. Can I get a rap beat? I want to make a song for my friends." So I really respect my sister, so I wanted to give her not just a subpar beat, I wanted to give her like an ultimate beat. And when I got maps, I knew that I could use that to make the beat. So what I want to try today is to make my sister an amazing beat, but only using map. So to start off the beat, I have this kick and a snare pattern that I made earlier. One of the cool things about map is you do not have to use the sequencer. You can also play it as one shots. So what I've done is something a little bit more traditional that I'd do in a normal drum sequencer. And I've just got a kick and a snare playing as one shots. Like that. So let's hear what I've made. I just want to say that the quality of these sound samples was really good. And I really like the character of that snare sound and that bass kick as well. But I wouldn't really be doing the library justice if I was only playing one shots. So the next thing I want to do is add some bass. So let's go, and I got another default instance of maps here. What I want to do is use the browser function, clicking on that. And you have this really cool tag system where you can hone down to find something a bit quicker because there are so many, I think 6,000 presets. So let's have a look. I want it to be a bass, I want it to be big, and I want it to have deep low end. So what we got, there's heaps that have come up. I'm going to go with bass studies. That sounds like what I want. And the cool thing about map is using a keyboard, you can play all the sounds at once with C, or you can play each of the chords individually using the notes D through G3. So that's kind of cool. Let's hear this one. Nice as well. That's pretty cool. And the last one, Ghetto Booty. That's cool as well. I think for this instance, I'm just going to go with this middle one. It kind of sounded like an 808 sound to me, but it was actually a little bit more interesting. Which is another thing I like about this library, is it's not doing any kind of cliche stuff. It really is pushing the envelope and being very creative. So I'm just going to draw that in. I think that's going to be an F because it's chord 3. Oh, there it is, perfect. Okay, so let's hear our song now, the new bass line. I like it. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Okay, that's cool. That's exactly what I wanted. So the next thing you need in any kind of good beat is a hi-hat. And one of the trends in modern hip-hop is to have really glitchy hi-hats that have got these crazy fills and stutters. And I reckon that map would probably be able to do that really well. So let's have a look. I'm going to replace this preset here by clicking on this. And I'm going to use this again. This really useful tagging system for a symbol. And here we go, Gucci Man. So you can actually put favorites on your sounds if you really liked one and want to use it again. I've used this before, and it saves it when you close the instrument. So let's use Gucci Man. Okay, I want to hear that. So I'm going to add that in. That's going to be on a D, I think. Wait, D. There it is. That sounds good already. Let's hear that. Not bad. Turn it down just a little bit. I'm pretty impressed. What I want to do is I'm going to pitch that up just a little bit, so set it up 2 semitones, and I want to have a really glitchy sound here at the end. Maybe I'll turn this one up a little bit, and I want it to be 96 notes. That sounds like a good drill sound. Let's see how that came out. Okay, so we have a hi-hat, we got the bass, we have a kick and a snare. So the beat's really coming along, but we need some kind of ear candy to keep the listener interested and something that will stay in their memory. So what I want to do is I've got another instance of maps. It's on the default as well, but I want to get something a bit more melodic because map can also do melodic things. So what I want to do, how about, let's get something metallic because that sounds expensive, and maybe reverberant. And how about chaos clocks? I can imagine that would have some kind of mallet bell type thing. Okay, let's see. So altogether that sounds like this. So it's a little bit too intense for this beat, so I'm just going to go through and see what else there is. I quite like this one, the Magic Bells. So now I'm going to record that in live. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that's starting to sound like a pretty full beat. You don't want to add too many things when you're making a beat because you still want to have room for your vocalist. One thing you do want to have though is some kind of hype sounds. So what we need to do now is add maybe like a snare roll that would lead into the chorus. And normally I'd have to spend hours drawing it in with MIDI, but with maps you can kind of get incredible snare sequences very quickly. So I'm gonna go back to this one, and I'm gonna sadly replace the ghetto booty because we didn't use that. Let's go to the marching drums, and I think we need the boom marcher. That sounds good. I've saved it from earlier. And I think that's on this key here. Oh, there it is. That's pretty exciting. Now down here, I've actually got another instance of maps, which I loaded up earlier. I quite like the sound of this missionary style preset, and I've included 2 of the chords playing here. So I tried to build a bit of an intro with that, and maybe let's put our ear candy with that and see how we go. So we've got an intro and a chorus with this new snare build-up. You can imagine the rapper would say some things here, my sister I guess. I think we're pretty close, but it needs one more thing, and it's kind of like a transition sound on the one. I feel like we can still make it sound a little bit more expensive, so I have one more core in this one that I'm going to replace. So let's go to the home, I'm going to go here, and I think we need maybe something that's metallic because that sounds expensive, maybe a transition sound, and maybe something that's got some bell-like quality. So we've got 2 left, Chimes of Destiny and Sparkles in the Wind. Let's do this one. That sounds like a good one to me. And we go home, turn this down a little bit, and now let's put that on the 1. So I'm going to put that now on the, oh, there it is. Okay, I think that's going to be good. So now let's hear that build up again, but now with the new expensive sound on the 1. There we have it, that's it. Now I wouldn't add too much more to that beat. I think it's pretty ready to go. I'm gonna take a break now and I'm gonna do some edits, and I'm gonna send this beat to my sister and see if she likes it. I'm gonna get back to you guys in a minute and play you the final track, and hopefully my sister will come back and say she likes it. So stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm feeling refreshed. I just got a message back from my sister. She says, yeah, this beat is sick, got a real vibe. Exclamation mark ×3. Mentally scheming shots, yeah boy. So I'm gonna now play for you guys what I sent to her. I've added a few extra things. I've got a couple sirens and a couple voices that sounded like a Macklemore thing to me. I like that. Let's just hear it. I hope you guys had a good time listening to this track. I really enjoyed making it. I found working with maps was quite different to working normally, where I would just kind of program things in with like one-shots. Having that Step Animator and all the onboard features really made it quite an inspirational process where I'd be making things that I wouldn't normally think of and kind of surprising myself. So I really like this library. I'm going to be using it quite a lot. It's definitely got a place in my template. I'll be using it on documentaries, films, or whatever comes my way. It's so versatile. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe and also visit Sample Logic and Sound Iron's websites, because there's heaps of crazy content on there that I really like and I think you would too. See you guys next time.